Ash Ketchum, a young boy from a small town who, despite the odds and adversity, became the strongest Pokemon trainer in the world. We all know the battle, the one where Pikachu bonks Charizard on the head and knocks him out. And just like that. Not gonna lie, go watch the whole thing on the Pokemon channel. The animators absolutely knocked it out of the park. I got the clip linked in the description, but the whole episode is worth a watch. Anyway, Ash's journey is amazing. It shows that anyone can reach their goals through hard work and the power of friendship, and also plot armor, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're looking at Ash's dark side. Stuff that he wouldn't like to see the light of day. And I'm not talking about when he stole Misty's bike and proceeded to destroy it, then barbecued May's bike. Oh, and Daunt. Okay, there's like a lot of property damage here. And look at poor Piplup. But nah. That's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about stuff that's gonna make people go, cancel Ash Ketchum. Like, did he do blackface in his past? Okay, so everyone already knows about this episode, and I don't really want to talk about it because I don't want to beat a dead horse. But, you know, after seeing it, I had to do some digging. Like, what else is this man guilty of? So I recruited my sister, and we watched one of the strangest episodes in Pokemon history. And oh boy, she does not know what she's in for.
What does that mean?
Let's just get started. Our story today begins in Hoenn. Our heroes are setting up for Fortree City for Ash's 6th Hoenn gym badge, but Pikachu out here is like, hey, we forgot our best girl. Anyway, so Ash goes inside to pick her up, and what is May doing? You know, she's just making sure she's got all her items, she's packed to travel, she's just being responsible like the good girl she is. I'm gonna give her points for being prepared. I gotta respect that. How does Ash react to all of this? He just straight up rages at her for looking at the mirror for just a second, like, chill, dude. But you know May, she keeps her cool. The icon she is, she simply responds with,
You're so yesterday. Men also happen to have some fashion sense these days.
and I gotta give that one to May. Like, I know it's not a really bold statement that she made or anything, but it's 04 and she's setting him straight. You know, points to her. Anyway, in response to this, Ash rages at her, and I'm talking explosive anger, and then he straight up shoves her out of the way. Okay. So I can forgive the impatience. Like, I understand, like, you're in a rush and you want to get to wherever you're going, but the manhandling is unjustified. You gotta lose some points there. And looking at the scoreboard right now, Ash, you ain't looking too hot. And I know what you guys are thinking. Chill, they're just kids. Kids fight. It's harmless. But I beg you to keep watching. This episode only gets crazier as we go on. Like, Ash and May just keep arguing, and Romeo and Juliet here decide to challenge them to a battle. And let me just pause for a second. I know it's an anime and all, but why are you guys dressed like this? Y'all are in the middle of the woods. Like, what kind of Shakespeare convention did you come from? Before we can even talk about the battle, Brock here then just starts hitting on Juliet for an uncomfortable amount of time. Like, this man is a menace. He just keeps going on and on and on and... Anyway, let's just get to the battle. They decide to have a tag battle where Ash and May are on a team and Romeo and Juliet are on the other team. But before they even get the battle started, Ash and May are already arguing. So, you know, I wonder how well they're gonna work together, given that they're already fighting before the battle. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Naturally, their Pokemon start fighting too. I'm talking accidentally canceling each other's attacks out, accidentally attacking each other, and at one point Corphish is frozen by Skitty's blizzard. Like, this is already not going well, but Romeo and Juliet here see this ice sculpture all mesmerized, like...
It's gorgeous!
They're so sure we're going to win. They've presented us with an ice sculpture.
Not gonna lie, that one got a chuckle out of me. But I gotta backtrack here for a second, mate. I can't pretend I didn't see this. You gotta lose a point for that. I mean, she redeems herself a bit though, and Skitty finally defrosts Corphish. But man, this poor fish getting cooked out here. And he is mad. Like, look at this rage. Not gonna lie, if I'm Skitty, I don't want to be on the receiving end of this. And yeah, Corefish here chases poor Skitty mercilessly, I might add. So May is like, reasonably, hey Ash, tell your Corefish to stop. Corefish and Skitty are partners. Reasonable request, you know, but Ash here just says,
Well, I'm not the one who decided to freeze dry their partner!
not gonna lie, I have to give that one to Ash. That was funny as hell. Anyway, Ash and May lose the battle. Who would have thought? This battle is obviously embarrassing for the both of them, but you know what? Let me share my thoughts for a second. May, I can kind of forgive because she's still a rookie. Like, she only got 2 ribbons at this point, and she doesn't even specialize in Pokemon battling. But Ash, you're telling me this guy got top 8 in the Johto League? This guy? Anyway, Ash and May go back to arguing, you know, lamenting over their really embarrassing loss. But little did they know.
Meanwhile,
Excuse me, seemingly happy couple.
huh? Because you two appear to be in love, we're challenging you to a tag battle.
Yeah, while Ash and May were arguing, Romeo and Juliet here decided to challenge Jesse and James to a battle because, you know, why not? And I won't bore you with the details of this battle, but bada bing, bada boom, and Jesse and James are arguing too. Romeo and Juliet then use this styling double hyper beam attack and Team Rocket go blasting off again. But let me pause here one more time. I just want to talk about Romeo and Juliet here for a second. These two go around traveling the world to spread love or whatever, and I don't know, some of that doesn't make sense because this is how they leave Ash and May, and this is how they leave Jesse and James. I don't know, something isn't adding up here. But anyway, Jesse and James are arguing after their loss, you know, just like Ash and May are. But you know what? Maybe it's just best if I just play the clip, unadulterated.
Have you ever considered that perhaps our blasting off expertise comes from your side of the family?
Oh yeah? Well, at least I'm not ugly!
Now that's crossing the line, Buster!
Ah yes. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Jesse is so ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly.
Not gonna lie, that shit had me rolling. They just don't write dialogue like this anymore. And while I'm here still laughing, Meowth chimes in.
Ugly.
And Pokemon actually take orders from these clowns?
Okay. Like, this shit gets 5 stars. The 4Kids localization team, whatever flaws they had, they knew what they were doing here. This shit is funny as hell. The episode continues with Team Rocket bumping into Ash and friends, and then this creates this really interesting dynamic. It's just as simple as Jesse saying, men are gross, and May is like, yeah, men are gross. So, you know, they form team #girl power, you know what I'm saying? And y'all might be wondering how do Ash and James respond to this, but let me just play it out.
I want you to consider this an opportunity to put those women in their place.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you know, he's just red-pilling him.
But red pilling wasn't even a thing back then.
What can I say? James was ahead of his time.
Let's just keep watching. They keep lobbing insults at each other, and then they finally decide to have this battle. But just when they're about to get their Pokemon out, then James turns it to 11 and says this.
Let's blow those whining women back to the Dark Ages right where they belong.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done. Ash, you teamed up with this guy? Come on, man. And I know what you're thinking. Ash is gonna draw the line somewhere, right? He's gotta put his foot down, right? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all 5 seconds to see how Ash responds.
Yeah, okay.
What do you want me to say? The red-pilling worked.
Let's just get back to the battle. And this battle, this battle. Man, this episode has some really funny battles. You just gotta watch it yourself for the full experience, but like, let me just summarize it best I can. They launch their attacks and Jessie Viper is just getting bodied here, and she gets upset, understandably, and says,
I hate men!
which, honestly, fair. But then Jessie brings out her dust talks, and now it's like some crazy free-for-all battle with attacks flying everywhere. We're trying to answer who's that Pokemon, where is that Pokemon, and like, I have no answers. I'm trying to do the math here at this point. Like, we got 4 people, 5 Pokemon. I don't know the logistics of what kind of battle this is, Jessie even steps on Skitty's tail at some point, which causes Skitty to launch a blizzard attack. So Jessie shields herself behind James and says,
Well, well, you finally chilled out.
She really has the best lines this episode. Anyway, someone's gotta put this whole madness to rest. This is obviously not a legit battle. So, the ref finally stands up. Brock is like, let's stop this battle. We gotta disqualify May and Jessie because they brought out an extra Pokemon, but I don't think anyone's really listening to you at this point. Jessie decides she's had enough of Brock's rules at this point and says,
Disqualify this! Dustox Whirlwind now!
honestly, Jessie is the best character at this point. Fight me on this. I mean, her logic is sound. You can't lose a match if you have no ref. Eventually, Meowth notices he's been sitting next to Pikachu for like the past 20 minutes or whatever. I don't know. So he decides to come up with a plan, and look at him scheming over here. So he's got to be cooking up something good. But then he just does this weird hand signal shit, and I'm like, oh, he's toast. But I don't know, he must have some psychic power or something, because Jessie and James, just like that, stop fighting, use haze, net Pikachu, and they are out of there. Like, I've never seen Team Rocket this efficient in my life. And the rest of the episode goes exactly how you'd expect. Ash and May team up to get Pikachu back, Team Rocket blasts off again, and Ash and May apologize to each other, and they become friends again. Happy ending, right? It's all good, right? See, me personally, I don't think the story ends there. I mean, there has to be a reason why May didn't come back in Pokemon Journeys. She did not want to see this guy again, and I mean, who can blame her? Behind the facade and all the trophies, she knows who he is as a person. She did not want to see him again. Anyway, this is why Liko is a better protagonist. Don't at me. Okay, bye.